That's a great plug, you guys. Thank you. Vaibhav is creating his videos, originally started in English and now creates videos also in Hindi, right? And then kind of I wanted to, hear their stories, right, and how they're taking this journey. And so if you could just guys share a little bit with our wonderful audience. And then again, as I said, we will be outside. There's just so much more for us to talk about and would love to see you out to continue on this conversation.
Hi guys, for those who don't know me, my name is Vaibhav. I'm the founder of underDOGS Gaming Studio. Recently I started a YouTube channel and I'm going to talk about two main things and that will clarify everything. Right? So the two main questions that I'm going to talk about is why and how. Why am I doing it and how am I doing it? Why am I running a YouTube channel which is in Hindi, okay, about games and game development? And the second is how am I doing it? So very firstly, quickly taking you back to a story. Back in 2001, my dad brought me a black and white PC, right? And that is where he wanted me to play, he wanted me to learn software tools, but I started playing games on it. And that is the time when the dream of making games was born, right? So 2001 to 2007, what I did was I prepared myself, I learned all the tools and made myself to a level that I can easily get into the industry. But the problem was lack of internet accessibility, and the second was if I had an access to internet, there was no information about how to get into games at that time. So this was like 2001 to 2006 I'm talking about. So I had one last resort, which is a jugaad. Okay. So what I was learning at that time was India Games was one of the biggest companies at that time. They were doing really good. They were making games. And what I decided to myself, and I kept saying this to myself every day in those 6-7 years, is once I finish engineering, the next day I'll go outside India Games. I'll sit there for the whole day. Anybody and everybody that comes out of India Games, I'll catch him and I'll ask him, what should I do to get in? What is the skill that is needed to get in? That was my plan. That was my only plan because there was no internet, there was no information out there. Fortunately, that didn't happen because a day before my exams, I saw an ad where India Games was looking for a trainee game designer. I applied. After 6 interviews, a rejection and a reversal of their decision, I got a job. So my dream job was my first job on the next day of my engineering itself. But there was a lot of struggle, right? These 6-7 years, I faced a lot of struggle and a lot of obstacles. My why is that I want to eliminate that factor from the next generation, right? Because they need to have that information right there in front of them. Now the how, see, because the information is right there now also, but it's in English. It's in other languages. But when I decided to start my channel, I started putting out basic videos with no voice, no face. Those are my bad videos. Then I improved a bit. I went on to add voice, no face, but my voice was in English, right? And then I added my face also. And I was thinking, why am I not getting views, right? There was a time where I did everything. I had scripts for the videos. It was proper in English. I was the one who was talking on the camera, and I was making videos. But there was a problem. What I was doing was I was putting out videos which taught people how to get your game featured on Google Play. Or say how to rank your game in the top charts. What I observed was every video, there were a lot of comments below those videos, and all the comments were in Hindi. Okay. And people were not even paying attention to what I was talking, and they were asking me questions like, "Bhaiya game kaise banate?" And so I thought, this is not the problem. Getting featured on the stores is not a problem for this country. The problem is much more, to a basic level, where people don't understand the difference between a graphic designer and a game designer. They're still confused in both of these terms. So what I thought was I should start in Hindi. and I should start with the basics. That is how it all started. Now to add more fun to it, I believe the concept of think globally and act locally. That is what I'm trying to do, and to add that glamour quotient and some authenticity to it. I do theaters. I've been doing theaters for last 10 years, so I try and integrate my theatrics into those videos as well. So now it's all rubbish, but informative.
I think that's a
Thanks, Liz.
I think that's a great thing to sort of leave off of, right? We are sadly at time, but like I said, we will all be outside. You can come ask us questions. We have so much more to share, and we'll try to find ways to actually share some of the slides. So thank you so much for coming. We are really excited to have had all of you here today. The room is absolutely packed. I wish Asbjørn could actually see that. Hopefully next year, like I said, we'll have a much bigger room and a longer panel, but again, we're going to proceed to right outside of this room, so please find us there if you have any other questions, and we will give you our information. We'll be looking forward to be in touch with you.
One last thing, please subscribe my channel.